Welcome to day 451 of our DSO journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in DeSoFi. It's about time you show up, Brian.
Yeah, here in Iowa. I was in Wisconsin all week, but we're traveling around a lot. And the internet connections are a little bit iffy, but I'm here for today, and tomorrow I'll be somewhere else in Iowa.
Yeah, so let's jump right into things and talk a little bit about Bitcoin. If you recall, yesterday we were talking about how the price fell all the way down to 17,600, but it had bounced back and was sitting about 19,000. And yesterday I said one key thing we wanted to look for the trading day yesterday was that the weekly candle could close out above $20,000. I said that would be a key level. If the candle closes under $20,000, it would be a bad sign, and we could see much more. We could see Bitcoin fall a lot more. But I said if it closed above 20,000, it kind of reignites that support level, the $20,000 support level, and it kind of, I guess it confirms it. It legitimizes that level a little bit more. So I think it was a good sign that we saw that candle close above 20,000. Bitcoin standing at about 20,400 right now. We'll see if the support level holds, but I think it's definitely a lot more solid now that that weekly candle closed above 20,000.
Yeah, and we see the stock market this morning moving up in the U.S. I think unless the stock market continues to move down, which it very well could, I think Bitcoin's pretty safe here. Uh, but I mean, I, I think there's some strong support at around 20. If not, then 18, 17, 18 is good support. If it falls below that, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of buyers coming in. So we'll see. A lot has to depend on the global markets, I think. I don't think Bitcoin's as independent from the global markets as some people hoped it was.
As much as it used to be. I think it used to be a lot more independent, but I think
Yeah.
when we saw these big hedge funds and some of these bigger players come into this space, I think it's now become tied to the global markets, which is kind of funny because, Bitcoin was supposed to be like that way to hedge against global markets collapsing. It was a hedge against inflation, a hedge against, government economies and economies that are run by US governments or other governments. So it's funny that it's kind of become attached. Maybe we'll see a break from it at some point. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so let's move on. Mercury yesterday on DeSo. So DeSo NFTs have been pretty slow lately, but yesterday Mercury, who is a DeSo OG who had been huge into NFTs in the early going of DeSo NFTs, sold an effed up cat season 2 number 1 to a user named Meta Philosopher for 100 DeSo, which is quite incredible. 100 DeSo is worth about $825. Back in the day when DeSo was worth $200 a piece, I mean, that was worth
20
twenty. That was
grand.
$20,000 right there.
Yeah. Congrats, Mercury. I think we'll see some of these NFTs come back once the overall NFT market picks back up. Uh, I think some of the early NFTs on DeSo are still some of my favorites. So this is definitely a positive sign. Of course, the NFT space on DeSo is really slow, almost dead right now, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't say it's dead if an NFT just sold for
Yeah,
100 DeSo though.
right.
So yesterday, Tyne made an interesting observation.
Yeah. So yesterday, Tyne said that only those that minted DeSo before February 7th, 2021, which is like before anybody got onto DeSo, are in profit. 4 million of the 10.5 million DeSo in circulation were minted by that date. Uh, so 4 million of those DeSo are still in profit. So 40% of the DeSo outstanding is still in profit, despite the price being what, about $8.80 or so. So that's just interesting. It's interesting that some of the VCs got in that early and for that price.
But
And of
but
course, it was along that bonding curve, of course.
but I mean, you gotta look at it at the other 6.5 million DeSo. Six and a half
Yeah,
million DeSo of the pretty much all the VCs who got in. 65% of the VCs who got in are at a loss right now. Which
yeah, well, I was just gonna say the majority of those are those early investors were VCs, and the majority of the number of outstanding DeSo from the beginning were VCs. So there are a lot of VCs who are really in the red right now, as well as most, I think, every user, right?
Yeah, but I mean, turn back the clock. Remember when people were like, "Oh, I wish I was a VC. I wish I could get in like the VCs did." Now you can. You
This
can
is
get
your
in
turn. Yeah.
lower than the VCs.
Yeah, opportunities like this only come once in a while and once in a long while. And I'm not saying DSO is this great opportunity if you're an investor, because I don't want to give that advice. Anything can happen. But it's these times where people in maybe a year from now are going to say, God, why was I so stupid? Why didn't I get in on this asset or on this asset? When things are squashed down like this, is usually the time that people regret not buying in the future.
Yeah, it's like one of those things you look back and you say, you say that you have to help it out. But Brian, can you get onto Solana? I gotta go answer my door. This is really weird.
Okay, so I'm here by myself now. Ed ran off of me. But yeah, so Solen, uh, there's this lending platform on Solana called Solen, and they were going to. It's basically a DAO, and they decided that they needed to do something because one big investor had Solen, a ton of Solana in the lending system, and this DAO decided, hey, let's put it to a vote. We want to force the liquidation of like $170 million of Solana by this whale, this Solen whale, who owned like 95% of the token. And the proposal was actually to the oh, Ed's back. The proposal was actually going to force this whale to liquidate his assets. And of course, since it's a decentralized autonomous organization, they could actually vote to do this. And in the minds of some of the people that own that token, those voters could have actually decided it's in their best interest to force this liquidation. What happened though was that they put this proposal up to vote, and I think 99.8% of the token holders decided, no, we're not going to do this. This is
Good.
against everything that's good for a decentralized autonomous organization. They decided not to do it. They voted on this other proposal instead. This other proposal got the 99.8%. So the alternate proposal won. They didn't go through with this. If they did, it would have been it would have been almost tragic for the DAO space, because it would have showed just how DAOs don't really work in the way that people expected them to, because everybody's out for their best interest. And if you're out for your best interest and there's a whale that could be hurt based on these other people's best interest, it's not going to work in the long run. So this is just one test case scenario. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other test cases moving forward. And with DAO, this definitely has to be a concern. Like, can you hardwire certain rules into a DAO from the start just to ensure something like this cannot happen? And I think you could. And I think that's something that DAOs need to kind of figure out before launching is would we allow a situation like Solen to happen? And there's more details into this. Google Solen. Solen is Solend, and you'll kind of read about what happened.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's almost like DAOs need a constitution, like a constitution to start off with. And I guess you could have like a certain level of votes to add an amendment to that constitution, but certain things can't be changed. I feel like that's something that a lot of DAOs are going to need to start thinking about. So if something like this couldn't happen, like what if they did vote to take this guy's money? Like that would have been horrendous for the whole DAO community. Would have been horrendous for Solana too. Like it would be scary.
And it's not the first time we've seen this. We've seen a couple other DAOs that had situations like this. Some worked out in the best interest of what I would say was the best interest of the
Humanity.
person. Yeah, it's humanity. Maybe I don't want to say best interest of the DAO, because ultimately it might not have been the best interest of the DAO. But it's definitely something to consider. We want to get away from the banking system, but is the best way to get away from the banking system some biased DAO that's going to only reward people based on what percentage they hold of the DAO, and penalize, almost illegally penalize others based on what the DAO votes? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations that's going to have to kind of evolve, I think. And we'll see new rules come about. We'll see new ways to kind of prevent this from happening in the future, I'm sure, as DAOs evolve.
Yeah. So I want to move on. Purple Creator. I just got an email right before going live here from Purple Creator. They gave four main updates. They've been working hard on their app, their service. Of course, Purple Creator is this social token marketplace, doing great things. It's uses the DeSo blockchain, of course, and those four new features, I guess you could call them. They have a curated list of social tokens of the week where users can vote for their favorite social token of the week. Also, users are going to be able to vote for social tokens that they want to see on the platform. So if there's certain people's coin you want to see on Purple Creator, you can actually vote on those moving forward. They also added the ability to log in with a DeSo account. Obviously, that's big if you use DeSo because it makes things a lot more streamlined. They added a blog section that contains educational content, that contains market news, interviews, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Several new social and community tokens have been listed. So check back on Purple Creator and you can see which tokens have been listed. They said they're soon going to be launching a new version of the Purple Creator to improve on the overall experience. So stay tuned. I know it went kind of dark for a while. We didn't hear too much about what was going on with Purple Creator. The creator coin economy is relatively quiet right now, but I think that's going to pick up, and I think we'll see creator coins pick back up eventually, but we'll also see other blockchains implement creator coins. So stay tuned to Purple Creator because I think that you're going to see a lot of good things from them.
Yeah, I love what Purple Creator is doing, and it's not just DeSo social tokens. They plan on having a marketplace for all social tokens, no matter what blockchain you're on. So I love it. But I think it's going to bring people to DeSo. It's going to has the potential to bring people back to creator coins. These people who are interested in social tokens, maybe they're trading social tokens on another blockchain. They trade on Purple Creator, but they also see, oh, look, I can buy, Natter's coin on DeSo. Let me do that. Let me buy that on Purple Creator. So I think it has potential to bring people to DeSo.
Absolutely.
So moving on, GD Virtual Galleries released a sneak peek of their 3D virtual house. And this is going to be used to connect, explore, navigate, and showcase the on-blocked and billboard communities. Definitely check it out. It's a really cool house. I just checked it out this morning before the show. You presented with this GD Virtual Gallery door. You open the door and walk in, and it's really mesmerizing to check out. You can see the link above to take you directly to the virtual house, or below if you're on YouTube. And it's definitely worth checking out. This is the future, I think, of showcases and advertising, and I think GD Virtual Galleries is really at the forefront here.
Yeah, I love what they're doing. Everything, and I think 3D is obviously the future. And I know with NFTZ we're moving towards that future, but what GDS is doing is just brilliant. And I think it's great for not only the NFT space where you can have NFT galleries, but I think just for everything. I mean, everything's moving towards the metaverse, and GDS is leading the way in some respects.
Yeah. So what were the top hashtags from yesterday, Brian?
Yeah, so the top hashtags over the last 24 hours, according to Open Prosper, were let me just move my. I'm sorry, I'm discombobulated here. I got my phone on top of my laptop. Top hashtags were. Hold on. Let me
Do you need some help here, Brian?
Yeah, let's let you do it. My scroll
The
is not
top
working.
hashtags were NFT, followed by crypto, then DeSo, then NFTs, and then blockchain. And
Okay, and I'll do the top diamond. I can do this
are you
now.
sure you can
I
handle
found my
this?
spot.
Are you sure you
I
can
found
handle
my
it?
spot.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got my phone on top of my laptop, and I have people building. They're actually tearing parts of this house down that I'm in right now, and they're adding an addition. So this loud, a little discombobulated. Eddie's running off on me because his doorbell is ringing. But yeah, top diamond creators of the last 24 hours, according to Altumbase, were Natter, Now and Then, Quanti, Lil Lover, Krasenstein. I guess Ed did some good posts yesterday when I was gone. Happy Rabbit, Mashelin, Tyne, Pixelangelo, and the Devil. So congrats to all of you guys.
Yeah, and I think that's all the news we have for today. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.